Starting with League of Legends, I went into a live match and ran the very high graphics preset. In 1440, the 5070 showed a modest 8.5% boost in average FPS, but a more noticeable 18% uplift in 1% lows and an 11% bump in 0.1% lows. At 4K, the improvements were more consistent across the board, about 9 to 9.5% gains in average and low frame times. Nothing huge, but it shows the 5070 is still a bit more powerful overall. Next up is CS2, running the very high graphics preset. In 1440, the 5070 delivered a strong 15.7% increase in average FPS, but a massive 47% improvement in 1% lows and a 22% gain in 0.1% lows. At first I thought it just might be an outlier, but this was the average over 3 tests. And this was the result over 3 runs, so it is what it is. And it did feel noticeably smoother and more responsive on the 5070. At 4K, the gap narrowed a bit. The 5070 was about 10% faster in average FPS and 3% faster in 1% lows. Next up is Hunt Showdown. I ran the Ultra Graphics preset for this test. I ran a set route through the firing range for consistency. The 5070 pulled ahead decisively in 1440. There's a 17.2% boost in average FPS with similar gains in lows, nearly 20% in both 1% and 0.1% lows. In 4K, it's even more dominant, 20 to 22% gains across the board. So if you play Hunt and want better stability and headroom at higher resolutions, the 5070 is a clear step up here. Moving on to Rivals, I used the Ultra Graphics preset for this game. The tests were run on live domination matches on the Frozen Airfield map. In 1440, you're looking at 11.8% higher average FPS with about 15% better 1% lows and a 10% improvement in 0.1% lows. In 4K, the 5070 stretches its legs a bit more, 15% faster on average, and especially strong in 0.1% lows at a 21.4% advantage. This helps to reduce stutters during heavy effects or fast action. Alright, last up is DayZ. I ran this test in the Extreme Graphics preset on a set route in Livonia. In 1440, the uplift is moderate, 12% advantage in average FPS with around 8 to 9% better lows. In 4K, the 5070 had a 14.3% advantage in average FPS and a 17 and 21% advantage in 1% and 0.1% lows respectively. It felt noticeably smoother and more stable on the 5070.